Not all superheroes get their powers due to mutations, cosmic rays, or radioactive spiders. Some are just built differently. Welcome to Top 10 Nerd. I'm Andrew Boyd, and today we will be looking at the top 10 unstoppable comic book aliens. Now, obviously almost every character has been defeated at some point. That's just how comics work. So if you want to get really pedantic, these are the top 10 comic book aliens who are very difficult to defeat. Number 10, Skaar. First appearing in World War Hulk number 5, Skaar is the child of Skaar, the Old Strong, and the Hulk. Conceived during the Hulk's time on the planet Skaar, Skaar is a powerful warrior who was banished to Earth after he refused to try and save his planet from Galactus. Upon his arrival on Earth, he battled the Fantastic Four and She-Hulk until the fight was interrupted by a bombing sent by Norman Osborn. While under the tutelage of his father, he also managed to defeat the Juggernaut by throwing him into space. In addition to these Hulk-like powers, Skaar also possesses the Old Power, an ability that allows him to control the Earth elements of his home planet, such as stone and lava. What separates Skaar from his father is his ability to use his brain as well as his brawn, something the Hulk is only periodically able to achieve. Number 9, Brainiac. Brainiac is a complicated villain whose goals change depending on which version of the character you're looking at. Originally, he was an alien whose goal was to kidnap cities so that he could repopulate his home planet, but this was eventually retconned so that he was trying to collect as much knowledge as he could so that he could become the smartest being in the universe. Part of how he achieves this is to go from planet to planet in his skull-shaped ship so that he can steal a city, which he then puts in a bottle for further study before sabotaging that planet's sun so that the planet will be destroyed, making him the sole owner of the information. He has assembled a massive collection of bottle cities, showing just how many planets he has been able to destroy without opposition. Sure, he often gets beaten by Superman, but it's Superman. There's no shame in losing to him. Number 8, Starfire. A Tamaran princess who was held prisoner for years by an interplanetary empire known as the Citadel, Koriand'r eventually escaped to Earth, where she met and later joined the Teen Titans, becoming one of their most iconic members. In addition to rather common powers such as flight and super strength, Starfire has the ability to absorb various forms of radiation and convert them into energy, such as in Superman number 683 when she absorbed solar radiation in order to weaken a group of rogue Kryptonians. Her most iconic power is her ability to fire star bolts, which are destructive solar energy blasts. In extreme circumstances, she has also been shown to be able to use all of her stored energy to unleash a nova blast with the same power and heat as the sun. As a cherry on top, she's also able to learn languages by making physical contact with someone who speaks that language, as Dick Grayson was delighted to learn in New Teen Titans number 2, when Starfire learned English by giving him a big old smooch. Number 7, Omni-Man. A superhero from the planet Voltrum, Omni-Man went to Earth claiming that he had been sent to help protect the planet. He operated as a superhero for years before eventually revealing that he had really been sent to infiltrate the planet in order to prepare it for a Voltrumite invasion. The most powerful super being on Earth, Omni-Man is nearly invincible, possessing super strength, speed, and the ability to fly, as well as heightened senses. Although very clearly a riff on Superman, he does not possess the Man of Steel's heat or X-ray vision. When he betrayed the Guardians of the Globe, he was able to handily defeat them. He's an interesting character to try and slot, because he is not as powerful as many of the other characters on this list, but in the universe he inhabits, he is the strongest character on many planets. So, despite being nearly unbeatable in his universe, he still ranks pretty low on this specific list when compared to other heroes. Number 6, Martian Manhunter. An alien space cop, John Jones was born on the planet Mars, where he lived with his wife and daughter. This idyllic life came to an end when John's evil twin created a virus that made Martians burst into flame when they used their psychic powers. When a scientist on Earth attempted to make contact with Mars with the use of a transmitter, it instead transported John to Earth, where he became the hero Martian Manhunter. Like all Martians in the DC universe, Martian Manhunter is able to shift and take on the identity of anyone he chooses. He can also use this ability to form into weapons, so long as they do not have any intricate moving parts. He can choose to render himself invisible by taking away his cell's ability to reflect light, and is able to phase through objects at will. He has other more standard powers such as strength, speed, enhanced senses, and flight, but what makes Martian Manhunter such a force to be reckoned with are his telepathic powers. As Earth's most powerful telepath, John is able to read and control minds, as well as cause his subjects to see illusions or forget things he doesn't want them to remember. For years, John's weakness was a vulnerability to fire, which caused caused him to lose his powers. This weakness was mostly psychosomatic, and he has since overcome it, making him even more unstoppable. Number 5. Darkseid. After the old gods died, in a battle against evil, the planets New Genesis and Apocalypse were born. The latter fell under the control of an evil and tyrannical new god called Darkseid. New Genesis housed the source of all life, the life equation, and Darkseid became obsessed with finding its opposite force, the anti-life equation. He discovered that the anti-life equation was on the planet Earth, and began a campaign to conquer the planet, bringing him into constant conflict with the members of the Justice League, particularly Superman. He is all but immortal, invulnerable, and super strong. As if that wasn't bad enough, he is an incredible tactician with a keen scientific mind who has telepathic powers and the ability to shoot omega beams from his eyes, which he can use to either destroy or teleport his victims, such as when he sent Batman back to the cavemen times at the end of Final Crisis, essentially turning the Dark Knight into a temporal bomb. Even Superman has trouble going toe-to-toe with this new god, whose only weakness is a substance called radium. Number 4. Thor. Despite being considered a god in the standard Norse mythology, in the Marvel Universe, Thor Odinson hails from the pocket dimension of Asgard before he came to Earth and was worshipped as a god by its people. So, he's an alien in all but name. In an effort to teach him humility, his father took away his memories of godhood and sent him to Earth as a physically disabled doctor named Donald Blake. Once he regained his memory, he became a superhero on Earth and helped form the Avengers. In addition to his godly strength, stamina, and speed, Thor is nearly invulnerable and has the ability to control elements of storms, such as lightning. Although he is usually shown doing this with his magical hammer Mjolnir, he is capable of controlling these elements without it. He is also able to use his hammer to fly by spinning it really fast and throwing it while holding on to its thong, as in its leather strap, not well, you know. All of this, in addition to his thousands of years of battle experience, makes Thor one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe, who's almost undefeatable for all but the strongest foes. Number 3. Thanos. Thanos was born on the moon of Titan and had the deviant gene, which gave him thick purple skin as well as superior strength and heightened powers. He fell in love with a woman who turned out to be Death, and dedicated his life to impressing her by destroying as many living things as possible. Thanos has conquered countless worlds in his quest to impress Death, and is responsible for unleashing unspeakable horrors upon them. For instance, when he conquers a world, it is not uncommon for him to demand a tribute of the heads of everyone from the ages of 16 to 22. This insane demand is part of his plan to fulfill a request from Death to rid the universe of any of his offspring, and rather than put in the time to find out who and where his children are, he chooses to save time by implementing this method. As he is pretty much unstoppable for anyone but the most powerful superheroes, most planets are forced to go along with his insane demands. In his most iconic moment, he came up with a plan to acquire the Infinity Gems and wipe out half of all life in the universe in order to impress his love. Unlike many other evildoers who make these elaborate evil plans and then fail, Thanos actually pulled this off, getting all the gems and using the Infinity Gauntlet to enact his deadly romantic gesture. This is obviously the most famous example of him winning, but he has had quite a few other victories over the years, conquering countless planets with no one seeming to be able to stand up to him. Also, there's the infamous Thanos wins story, where he has conquered the universe at the end of time. So he is very difficult to stand up to. Plus, he has the best personal themed helicopter this side of the Batcopter. Number 2. Superman. Well, as if a list of powerful aliens wouldn't include Superman. The last survivor of the doomed planet Krypton, Kal-El was sent to Earth on a rocket ship where he landed in Smallville, USA. He was found by Jonathan and Martha Kent, who raised him as their own and taught him to control his powers and use them as a force for good. Superman is the most powerful alien superhero, with a grab bag of powers that make most of the other heroes on this list look downright weak. In addition to super strength, super speed, flight, heat vision, ice breath, and X-ray vision, Superman is also invulnerable, except for a weakness to kryptonite and a vulnerability to magic. And yes, those are two different things. He's had additional powers over the years, but many of these were retconned to make him a little bit less OP, much to the chagrin of fans of his super ventriloquism and the ability to shoot a smaller version of himself out of his hand. Number 1. The Silver Surfer. Once a normal inhabitant of the planet Zen-La, Norrin Radd made a deal with the planet-eating Galactus to become his herald in exchange for the cosmic being sparing Radd's planet. Galactus granted Norrin a fraction of his cosmic power, transforming him into the Silver Surfer. It became the Surfer's job to travel the universe, searching for planets that Galactus could devour. The Silver Surfer served Galactus for nearly a century before eventually turning on him and becoming a hero in Fantastic Four number 49. One of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe, the Surfer is able to absorb and manipulate huge amounts of energy, granting him the ability to easily destroy planets. He has been shown to use his energy manipulation powers to give himself seemingly seemingly limitless strength and to manipulate matter, such as in Silver Surfer Volume 3, number 96, when he turns solid matter into gas. He is also nearly invulnerable and can change the size of objects, making himself shrink to a subatomic size in Fantastic Four number 75. He has also been shown to be capable of teleportation, telekinesis, intangibility, and astral projection. He can also heal others, even when they are on the brink of death. And people say Superman's overpowered. Any other alien characters who are almost unstoppable? Let us know in the comments below, and maybe you'll see them pop up in a part 2 to this list. And remember to like and subscribe for more Top 10 Nerd.